Okay, you send out your cold email campaigns and you don't hear back from anyone. It's a pretty annoying feeling, and you just feel like you're shooting in the dark. And yeah, it's pretty shitty. So here's a tactic I've been using that I believe can massively stack the odds in your favor with cold email. So most cold emails suck because they all look the same. They're predictable. They've got standard intros and just generic pictures, and ultimately, when every email feels like a carbon copy, they just blend into the background, and they're easy to ignore and just chuck straight into your rubbish. If it's not some immediate employee, like fuck it, I didn't need to come back to him. So basically, predictable openers get predictable results. They go straight into the bin, and if you want to get noticed, you need to do something different. So I always find a good thing to do is to see an example of a really crap email is and just an example of what not to do is to check your spam folder. It's actually comical how bad the emails are that go in there. So if you ever want a benchmark or you're down thinking you could be better at the copy you're doing, just go check your spam folder. It'll probably make you feel a lot better with how with where you are in terms of your education and getting better and better using this channel. So yeah, this is a spam or an email I got on my spam folder the other day, and yeah, so hi, would you be interested in build or rebuild your website? We have a professional team of website designers and developers with 11 plus years of experience. We can make you a quick and professional website at a very low and affordable price. I can produce any design, layout, and website up to your requirements. Feel free to revert for costs and samples. If possible, please help us with the reference site if you have one. Kind regards. Okay, so guys, why is this shit? So obviously it's got a seriously weak opening. The email opens with a vague and personal question. Right away, the generic question feels like they're throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping that something sticks. This is so obviously automated. So I'd say the value is really unclear. They mention they have 11 plus years of experience and can do the job at very low and affordable price. But I don't give a crap about that. Like, why does that matter to me? There's no indication of what makes them special. It's got really generic and overused phrases. So quick and professional website, any design up to your requirements. It's all vague, and it's just vague filler language, just trying to buff out an email. I would say this is ChatGPT, but ChatGPT would do a better job of this. I'm not even going to say this is AI. This is just rubbish. But yeah, there's also no hook, no specific selling point, and nothing that tells me why I want to work with them over anyone else. There's also a lack of personalization. They haven't even bothered to get my name. There's zero attempt to connect with me or my business. They they haven't even mentioned my business name. Like that's very easy to get hold of. So yeah, that's another obvious one. Odd request for samples. So feel free to revert for costing and samples. I find it's a strange choice to ask the recipient to request samples instead of just providing a link to their portfolios up front. So surely they should just link that to me. And ultimately, they want to make a great impression. Surely, one thing I always say is you need to minimize the steps as much as possible to the person you're pitching. And then the sign off, kind regards. Not only it's kind is a typo, but it's also a missed opportunity to inject any personality. A warm human sign off would honestly help balance the stiffness of the email. So no, so sorry, I've gone into this. Okay, so why do you want to stand out? The reason you might want to stand out, like I guess, is a bit of an obvious one, but ultimately, imagine walking into a crowded room where everyone is wearing the same grey suit, and then suddenly someone walks in wearing a bright red jacket. That's essentially what this concept and this idea, the pattern interrupt, does for your emails. So the pattern interrupt are subtle disruptions that break the recipient's routine. So grabbing their attention and boosting engagement in the cold emails is it's a tool that will help cut through the noise. So here are 3 techniques to apply in your cold emails to break patterns and boost engagement. So the first one is calling out the mundane, so flipping on its head. The second is to tease your curiosity, so ask a question they can't ignore. And then the third one is just using humor to lighten the mood. Okay, so let's start here. So call out the mundane and flip it on its head. So an example here could be like, delete this if you want, but don't come back crying to me when your boss steals my idea. So obviously you need to have your offer crafted around this. I'm just kind of going to go for lines here. But so why does this work? I'd say it acknowledges the reader's impulse to delete. You send a cold email like, I'm going to chuck this straight into spam. It lightens the sense of light out a sense of FOMO by hinting that this email contains something valuable, and ultimately it disrupts a typical cold email pattern and it sparks curiosity. So technique 2, so tease the curiosity by getting personal. Okay, guys, I'm going to put my hand up and admit this. I've slightly cheated here, but I've been using a software called Clay, which is insane for personalization. So this kind of goes one level more because you need to be very specific with their locations and things like that. So I keep rubbing my nose. I've got really bad cold at the moment, so I do apologize about that. But yeah, so basically, this is what you could do. So big win for team last night. Imagine if your business played with the same strategy. Here's what that could look like. So that's got to be very location specific, and then also it's got to be relevant. So if you're emailing on a Monday and you're in the UK and a Premier League team in that city, let's take Manchester City, if they know that, they're then going to see it, it's going to feel more personalized to them. But ultimately, this approach helps create a vivid image by directly comparing the team's recent success to a potential win for the reader's business. And I'd say ultimately it's just a fresh way to discuss strategy while tapping into the excitement of a recent game or something that's just like culturally relevant within that specific location. So just by tapping into something that's up to date, it just looks like it's been more tailored to them and just grabs their attention. So, and then number 3, use humor to lighten the mood. So I've actually talked about this in another video, but so think of this email as a first day. I'm here to make a good impression, keep it light and leave you curious to know more. No awkward small talk, I promise. So I'd say this playful approach frames the email as an enjoyable experience rather than just an out and out sales pitch. And it just makes the reader feel like you're genuinely interested in creating a connection rather than just pushing an agenda. This is that. If you're going to take anything away from this and you're wanting to think of ways to approach an email, is guys, just don't make it look automated. Like just inject inject a bit of personality into it. And so breaking the normal mundane routine is so flip the mundane, so challenge the usual script to create curiosity and keep them guessing. So what as I said, go into your spam and look at what people normally do. Look at the really, really shit examples of a cold email and almost just take the piss out of that and just flip it on its head. It's going to make you stand out. Get personal. So tap into something relatable or timely, like a recent win or industry event. And then thirdly, look at it a way that you can lighten the mood by using humor to make your email a memorable and enjoyable experience. Anyway, that is all from me. And thank you for watching this video. And I look forward to seeing you in the next. Bye for now.